everyone, welcome back to the Going Zero Waste YouTube channel. Today I want to tell you 5 reasons why I hated tiny home living. Tiny home living is not for everyone, and I learned that the hard way. So I thought tiny home living was going to be the best thing ever. Tiny homes look super awesome, and I'm sure they are for some people, but it was not super awesome for me or for Justin. And I'll tell you why. So number 1, the space was not designed well. I think that makes a huge difference. I mean, layout is everything. And they have modern tiny homes that are gorgeous with all high-end appliances and have open spaces and lots of windows. This was not one of those. This was a tiny little cottage that was built in the 1920s, and it was not laid out well at all. The space just did not work. And we had 3 windows, and the biggest one was about that big. About like that. So small. I felt like I was living in a cave. And even when it was so bright and so sunny outside, you would have to have the lights on in the house. And that was just really soul crushing. And when I started working from home, I just was not feeling inspired. I was not feeling creatively fulfilled, which leads me to my next reason why I hated tiny home living is lack of creativity. When you don't have an inspiring space, when you don't have areas to work, when you feel like you can't move, it's very difficult to feel inspired. The brain and movement are very much connected. The brain works when the body moves, which is why a lot of times if you go on walks, you can kind of think through problems, your brain turns them over because movement really helps the brain. And you can't move a lot when you're living in 325 square feet. Another reason why I hated tiny home living is just the lack of workspace. So even in the kitchen, I had a countertop that was this big, and that was what I had to prepare all of my meals. And that was really hard as someone who cooks a lot. It was very difficult for me to feel like I could prepare food, and I wound up eating out a lot more to get out of the space. And just because I didn't feel like I could really move around the kitchen. And I love cooking with my husband. I love making meals. I love entertaining. And I couldn't do any of that in this space. And it was really, really hard on me. And that brings me to another one, which is no couch. So since our layout was so poor, we didn't have a couch. So our bed became our couch. And if your bed is your couch, you can't really entertain. And there's no defined working space, sleeping space, entertainment space. It's all happening on the bed. And that was just soul crushing. It was just not pleasant in any way, shape, or form. So that was a huge issue. And the last reason is it just didn't make me a happy person. It made me really sad. And every day I woke up feeling kind of depressed. And I know that my husband woke up feeling depressed, and then we were both depressed, and we were in this tiny space, and your mood really does radiate. So you have these 2 fairly unhappy people living in this very small, tiny space, and lots of sadness and being upset was radiating, and we were getting in a lot more fights, and it just wasn't very healthy for our relationship. And so after about a year, we decided we were going to look for a bigger and better space. This way I could have a fully dedicated area to creating content for Going Zero Waste and for Pila. And now I am just so much happier. I will say there was a pro to tiny home living, and that was it was very, very easy to clean. That was like the one really great thing. You could deep clean the house in like an hour, and that was amazing. But I would say the cons definitely outweighed the pros for me. Oh, also we were saving a lot more money. That was nice. But at the end of the day, I feel like if you're going to spend money on something, you might as well spend it on something that's going to make you really, really happy. And having a healthy and happy marriage is something that I am 100% willing to spend money on being happy. So I think all in all, things are gonna be a lot better. But I just wanted to let you know tiny home living is not for everyone, and things might be different if we were in like a really beautiful, well-designed one, because layout is everything. If you love tiny home living or aren't a fan, I would love to hear how you feel about it in the comments section below. I'm just super interested because I really, really thought I was going to love it and was pretty shocked when I hated it. So would love to hear your thoughts on tiny home living. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up or press that big red subscribe button to be notified when new videos are coming out. All right, I'll see you in the next video.